What's up, you freaking geniuses? So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to find the area of a rhombus or a kite. So luckily, to find the area of these two guys, you use the exact same formula, which is this one right here. So the area of a rhombus or kite is equal to 1/2 d1 times d2, where d1 and d2 are the lengths of these diagonals that are inside of a rhombus or kite, right? So let's start with this guy right here on the left, the rhombus. So if we wanted to find the area of the rhombus, again, we could use this formula. So the area is equal to 1/2 times the length of both of the diagonals, right? So the length of this diagonal right here, you can see it's given as 8 meters. So we can say 8 meters, and we're going to multiply that by the length of this other diagonal, which you can see is given as 6 meters. Okay, so then down here we're going to have that the area is equal to 1/2. Now we can multiply these guys together. So 8 times 6, that's equal to 48. So we're going to multiply by 48. And our units, as you can see, meters and meters. So meters times meters is equal to meters squared. All right. Now 1/2 times 48 is equal to 24. So here we get 24 meters squared. All right, so that's the area of this rhombus. Now let's try it with this kite. So again, we're going to use the same formula that the area is equal to 1/2 times the length of the diagonals. So this diagonal right here is 7 feet. So we'll write 7 feet right there. And then this long diagonal is given as 10 feet. All right, so then here we get that the area is equal to 1/2. Let's see, 7 times 10 is equal to 70, so times 70, and then our units are feet, right? So feet times feet are equal to feet squared, right? So then here, 1/2 times 70 is equal to 35, so we get 35 feet squared. All right, so not too bad. So let's just do one more example that's going to be a little bit more complicated. All right, let's try this last one right here. So we have a rhombus, right? All the sides are the same length. So we can say that the area of this guy is going to be equal to 1/2 d1 times d2, right? So then the area is going to be equal to 1/2. Now we just need to find our diagonals, right? So it first gives us one of the diagonals, right? It gives us this diagonal right here as 6 inches, all right? So that one's going to be 6 inches, all right? So how do we find the length of this other diagonal right here? Well, one key thing to know about a rhombus or kite is that these diagonals create a 90-degree angle, right? They're perpendicular to each other. So if we know that these two lines are perpendicular to each other, you can see we just created a little right triangle. Okay, and how do you find the sides of a right triangle? Well, you can use the Pythagorean theorem, right? Which is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, where a and b are the two shorter sides and c is the hypotenuse, right, the longest length. Okay, so here we can identify two sides. First of all, it gives us one of the sides, right? This long side is 5 inches, the longest side, so that's going to be the hypotenuse, or c in this case. And we also know the length of this side right here, right, because the whole side right here in red is 6 inches, so half of that would be 3 inches, okay? So then all we're looking for now is this bottom side right here, which we'll just call x for now. Okay, so let's plug in what we know. So this side is 3, so we'll plug in a 3 for a right here, so we're gonna get 3 squared, and then our other short side is right here, it's just x, we don't know what it is, so we're just gonna say plus x squared, and this is all equal to the longest side, 5 squared. So here, 3 squared, that's equal to 9. X squared, that's just going to stay as x squared. And this is equal to 5 squared, which is 25. Now we're trying to solve for x squared, right? So we can get rid of this 9 by subtracting by 9 on both sides, right? So they cancel out. So here we get that x squared is equal to 25 minus 9, which is 16. Now to get rid of this exponent, we can simply take the square root of both sides. So on this side, those cancel out. And we're left with x is equal to the square root of 16, which is 4. Right? So then here, the length of this little yellow side, and we'll get rid of this, and we'll write 4 right here. Okay, so if this short side is 4, That means this side is also 4. All right, so we can see that the length of this entire diagonal is 8, right? 8 inches. So that's what we're going to plug in for our second diagonal right here, right? 8 inches. All right, and I'm going to kind of move this all out of the way. Okay, so then here we're going to get that the area is equal to 1/2. And then here, multiplying these guys together, 6 times 8 is equal to 48. And inches times inches is equal to inches squared. All right, now 1/2 times 48 is equal to 24. So we get that the area of this rhombus is 24 square inches. Boom. So if you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below.